Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to today's AdvocateHub class. My name is Adam Hyatt. I am going to be hosting this class together with Marie Harrigan.
Hello.
And our very special guest, Jason Oakley from Verafin.
Hey, guys.
So the topic we're going to be covering today is referral best practices. And we have Jason here guest speaking for us. And he's going to be talking about what he's done in his AdvocateHub to boost referrals. That includes his best practices and a special campaign that he ran, and we're really excited to hear from you, Jason. So thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay.
So I'll get started. The way we're going to run this class is sort of like a question and answer session between Jason and I and Adam as well. So we'll get started with the first question, which is, tell us a bit about yourself, Jason, and about the company you work for, Verafin.
Great. Well, Verafin is we're one of the North American leaders for BSA, or anti-money laundering and fraud detection software. So we have about 1,200, or probably close to 1,300 customers across Canada and the U.S. And these are software from managing their compliance and also for loss prevention, so using it to prevent fraud at their institution.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what about you?
Well, and myself, I've been with Verafin for probably just over 3 years now. So I started with the company in Newfoundland, which is where I am now, but I moved up to Toronto, where you guys are, about just over a year ago. And I've been working with the company mostly pretty much since I started in the sales and lead development roles. And now I manage a couple of different lead generation initiatives, one of the main ones being our customer referral program, and that includes Influitive.
Perfect. Cool. So what is Verafin that you talked about using Influitive?
Yeah, so Verafin is our customer advocate community. So we created it because we wanted to try and engage and build our team of loyal customers and then reward them for helping us. The end goal for us was help us generate new business. For us, it was a new concept for us because we knew that we had especially in our space, a lot of our customers talk to each other, and they're really happy we knew that they were happy to share Verafin and promote it to their friends and colleagues, but we never had a solid program in place to really use that to drive new business. And so we built Verafins, and we created it as a way to try to mobilize that following in our customer base to try to do that.
I just want to point out, while I'm looking at this picture you sent us from your AdvocateHub, Jason, I love the color contrast all over the pictures. To me, this looks very eye-catching. So just a little tip for everybody tuning in to make sure that your homepage also is full of contrast and great colors that will catch people's eyes. Back to Marie.
Yeah, so what you just mentioned is sort of what we do indeed at Influitive, and so I'm wondering how do you feel Influitive works with that greater goal of engaging with your customers?
Yeah, so for us, when we were looking to create a program to create customer advocates, we really went with Influitive because we felt that the vision we had for the program really matched up with what the system offered. Because for us, we didn't just want a system that was trying to ask customers to refer people or to just submit referrals. We wanted something that was kind of an overall customer advocacy program, or something that would help us, one, engage them, and kind of get them involved in that community, and reward them for other things that they do outside of just helping us to get referrals. So things like doing references and even just learning more about the product. So we wanted to have a fun, engaging community, but also then that bit where we use it to try to drive new business. So we felt that the Influitive community and the software and the program that you guys provided really helped us kind of bring that all together in that one system. So that's what we're really happy about, and it's been great so far.
Well, we're very glad to hear it. We love working with you. So could you tell us, talking about referrals, a little bit about how you deal with bad referrals and how do you work on improving the quality of your referrals? We might as well talk about the more challenging bit first.
Yeah. Well, for us, when we created our Referral Challenges, and so I know there's some people probably on the line that might not have created a referral challenge, or a referral challenge in Influitive yet. But basically, we put a challenge out there to ask people to send us people that they thought would be interested in learning more about Verafin and people they thought could be a potential new customer. And we made it pretty generous just for the initial referral that they submitted. So we gave them a generous amount of points. And with that, what we found, and what I think you're always going to find, is that some people will kind of get a bit trigger happy, and when they realize that they're starting to build some quick points, they're going to want to just start submitting as many referrals as they can. And so what we found with that is that we were getting some people who would, what we just call it, dumping, and they would just dump a list of people that they knew into it. And so in terms of dealing with that, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, great. And so what we tried to do, and there's a few ways that we try to combat that, and one is just following up with those people. So say, for instance, we just had a referral contest, and we took someone who had put in a large list of names, and what I did was I took all the names and exported it into a list and really followed up with them because they didn't provide a lot of information. And I found that just following up and saying, hey, could you help us answer some of these questions? They've gotten so many points up to that point that it's not a bad thing to ask them for more info. And a part of that process to, one, see if you can get some more information, but two, it's also just it gives you the opportunity then to educate them and basically say, this isn't exactly kind of what we were looking for this contest or for this challenge. And obviously the points you're giving them are pretty substantial. So it's just it gives you an opportunity then to educate them so that it's someone who's going to be involved in your hub, and hopefully going forward, the quality of the referrals are going to improve, and they'll stop dumping in a lot of names. The other thing too is that one of the things we did is we created, it's all about education, so we just wanted to educate them on what a great referral looks like and what to expect when they submit them. So another great thing to do is to create what we call the perfect referral persona. So for us, what criteria makes a great referral? So a lot of times people will make personas for what makes the perfect customer. So it really just helps us put a face to what a perfect referral would look like. So you describe, what challenges they might be having, what's their willingness to speak with us. And I think it'll be different based on what everyone's doing, but I think you create that persona and then you put that criteria into as many opportunities as you can to put it out there so that they're constantly getting educated on, okay, this is what makes a great referral. I just don't want to put in a lot of names. And part of that education process, we took that then and we tried to create, we created what we call our referral certification badges. And so that's something we've done to kind of drive home that education piece and really kind of show people, and as you can see here, this is 3 of the challenges, to really show people and educate them on giving referrals.
So could you tell us a little bit more about this referral certification program? Since it is very different from what I've seen in a lot of hubs about how they choose to educate their advocates on what they're looking for in referrals.
Sure. So yeah, what we wanted to do was, one, we wanted to educate people, like just make them aware that they could give referrals, because you have the referrals tab and the challenges, but we felt that there might be some people coming into the community who just didn't know what a referral was, or might, say, mistaken it for a reference and that sort of thing. So we created these as a way to, one, just kind of make everyone aware, hey, you guys can give referrals. Two was to show them how they did it. So that in Influitive, there's a few different ways you can refer people. That you can do it through the form. You can ask them to send an email to their friends, or you can ask them to put it out on social media. So we also we wondered if people knew that there was the form was the main one, but do they know about the 2 other ways? So we wanted to educate them on that as well. So we just wanted to make sure that everyone had a solid background of, yes, we can give referrals, and these are the ways that we can do it. And the other thing too was gave us the opportunity to put in the persona there. So we drove that home on each one of these. And then it also gave us the opportunity to say, once you submit a referral, here's what to expect. Because sometimes people don't understand. For us, when we get referrals, we're going to reach out to that person. We're going to tell them that you sent in their name, and we're hoping that they know who you are and that sort of thing. So it gave us the opportunity to tell them that, hey, that it doesn't end here. We want you to work with us after this. So each one of them had a badge, and that was it. It also, we thought it helped kind of make it a bit exclusive. So when they get these badges, it's something that they have, they're certified, and they're able to start giving referrals.
Hey, and I just wanted to let everybody know the referral social sharing feature. It's a beta feature right now, and if it's not enabled on your AdvocateHub, you can ask us at support@influitive.com. Just send us an email asking to enable the feature, for social referral sharing, and we will turn that on your AdvocateHub and show you how to use it a little bit.
But, so what has been the outcome so far of your referral certification program?
For us, it's been great. I think that while it's tough to see, has it resulted in better referrals, I think that over time, all these different things are going to help create better referrals. And I think it's kind of a gradual process. We've had a number of people complete it. I think we're probably close to 100 certified advocates at this point, somewhere between 75 and 100. So there's been a lot of uptake on it. One thing we have seen is that, which is a great thing for us, is that when people complete the certifications, there's a lot of instances where they'll give a referral. So you'll notice that, this person's, after they completed the 3 badges, they drop in a referral. And it just might be that it's top of mind, and they might never realize before they could give it, but it's great because we're noticing that it is actually causing some people to give referrals, which is a great result from it.
That's excellent to hear. And so now I guess we'll move on to another part of something else cool that you did for your referrals, which is your Referral Rally experience, which ran throughout the whole month of February, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So could you give us an overview of that?
Sure. We had tried a contest before, and a referral contest, and it was pretty successful, and that was last year. And what we decided, what I wanted to do this year is I wanted to set up another contest, but I wanted to experiment with the experiences, call it page, or the experiences feature in Influitive. And basically, if any of you haven't used it yet, it just allows you to have your own unique page with, and for us, we theme the challenges on that page, and you can put your own logo there. It doesn't have to be the logo that you have in your main hub. So it allows you to create kind of a unique side experience to your main Advocate Hub. And so we wanted to test it out and see if we could have a whole experience just targeted around referrals. And so we called it Referral Rally. We gave it a racing theme. And so most of the challenges in it were, if not, they were all pretty much themed around racing. And everything in the experience was either educating people on making referrals, how to do it, trying to just get them excited about submitting referrals. And obviously, we had the challenge. So we gave them an area in there where we said, ready, set, refer, submit your referrals here. And we made it a challenge for the month. And we also had weekly winners. So the person who gave the most referrals that week got 1,000 points. And then you can see the first, second, and third place there at the end of the month. We rewarded the people with the top 3 referrers in the month. So yeah, it was cool to actually do it in the experience. And it had a lot of good uptake, and there was a good number of people involved in it. So it was a pretty good experiment for us, and I think we're definitely going to try to use the experience again.
That's excellent to hear. One thing I was wondering actually is, how did you balance out the number of referrals people are submitting and also keeping in kind of the quality as well? I can see that your certification program is within the experience. So did that have any impact, or is there anything else you did?
Yeah, so what we did was, at the start of the month, to help on the quality of it, we didn't open it up to people at the beginning of the month unless they had the referral certifications. So it was almost a bit of exclusivity. If you had the referral certifications, you got in here a bit earlier. In the hub too, it all just came down to us. Like, I want to go back to the referral persona and just kind of setting that criteria up for what you're looking for. Everything from the start here, so the announcement of the kind of the introduction to the experience, that set out what we were looking for in terms of a referral. On the referral challenge itself, we're setting that out. But we also had a challenge in there that said, give your Verafin elevator pitch. So like everything in the experience was really getting people ready to submit a referral and getting them ready to submit a good referral, or kind of equipping them with what they needed to go out and talk to people about Verafin. So yeah, we tried to make it fun there as well. So we had some fun challenges in there, and really tried to split it out between the educate, ask, and fun. But it was all just kind of making a good mix of things that were getting them pumped up about referrals and telling them how to make a great one.
That sounds like a wonderful plan. So what were the successes of the experiences, and also what could you have improved on now that it's done?
Yeah, sure. I would say, well, it was successful for us. During the month, we had 117 referrals in total. So the goal that I had for the month was 40. So we did much better than we had set the goal for. So in terms of just getting referrals out of the hub, it was success, hands down. The other things for us, it's also probably opened up referrals to a lot of people. So people who didn't know they could refer before, it's really kind of, putting it right in their face. And so a lot of people now know that referrals are a thing that we can do, and it's a way to earn a lot of points in the hub. In terms of things I think we could improve on, it's tough when you make a themed contest like that. You got to make sure that you're always putting in challenges. You want it to be up to date. You don't want it to go stale and people go in and complete most of the challenges, and all that's left there is the referral challenge. Submit your referrals here. So you want to be doing at least have a few new challenges in there every week. We also got to make sure you're updating your main hub as well. So it's just something that if you're going to do this type of experience, you just got to make sure. I would suggest that one thing that I've learned from this month is that I would plan them out before the month starts. You can schedule your challenges out. So take the time beforehand to schedule the challenges, and strategically you can place them too. So if you don't want to make it so that people can submit referrals until they've done a couple of maybe the educational challenges in the experience, then that might be a good opportunity as well, just to make sure that they see what you're looking for before they go and submit a referral. But I'd say that's one of the things, to just make sure you have things ready, like you have enough challenges and you can schedule them out, and you're not left in the last minute trying to get some challenges out there just for the sake of having some in the experience.
Jason, before we continue, did you say 117 referrals?
Yeah, in February we had 117.
Wow. So I just want to let everybody know this isn't rehearsed. I didn't look over the stats for Jason's hub, so that's incredible. So congratulations on that. And anyways, here's Marie with the next question.
All right. So we've talked about your two big referral ideas, and I think most people who are listening have realized that you come up with really cool, creative ideas for what you do. So we were wondering if you could give some insights on sort of how you brainstorm for challenge ideas and how you come up with your content.
Sure. There's a couple of things that I like to do in terms of coming up with new content, and kind of when I'm thinking about new content ideas. One of the things I think works really well is themes. So I've done this a couple of times, and so if you're trying to go into, there's a lot of different themes you can do, whether it's seasonal, you can go with things like Christmas or Paddy's Day is coming up, or upcoming sporting events, or if you want to do something for the Super Bowl or that sort of thing. So I always try to take a theme, and when you come up with a theme, it's a lot easier to come up with challenge ideas. So it's just, we're a fraud company, so we fraud detection and prevention. And so big thing lately for our customers has been debit card data breaches. So what we did in one of our months is we took the theme of debit card breaches, and we made a debit card fraud month. So we basically, once you set that theme, it's a lot easier to come up with ideas. Okay, what about debit card fraud would be a great challenge idea? And so once you set up a theme, it makes it a lot easier, and it's easier to brainstorm them, and it's easier to just kind of focus in on what are, say, the key things our customers want to be educated on, and so that makes it for educational challenges. For us, a lot of people were suffering from, say, debit card data, and we set up, say, a referral challenge that said, do you know anyone else who's suffering losses from debit card breaches that you think is looking for potential software to help prevent that? So that makes you a great referral challenge. And then coming up with fun ones, we had anything from what's your favorite crime-fighting song to I can't even remember. But once you make a theme, it makes it a lot easier. I'd always check the challenge templates, so they're always getting updated. So whenever I'm going to make a new challenge or I'm looking for ideas, I always check your templates because, especially the new ones of the month. So you guys are always putting out really good ones as well. The VIP, so I always go to the VIP, the Influitive hub that you guys have, and I'm always going on there. I try to get in there every week and do some challenges because you guys have a lot of Truman and the gang there are doing a lot of great stuff. So becoming an involved person on the Influitive hub gives you a ton of ideas. So I always go there, and I think that's really good as well. I also ask my other team members here at Verafin. So there's always kind of a backlog that I find of teams here at Verafin that are asking me for challenges. So as long as you let the company know that, and I think as the company starts to use it more and people start to hear about it more, other cross-functional teams will come up with ideas of what they need and how they could utilize it. So just kind of let everyone know that it's there and these are the types of things you can do in it. And I think you'll get a lot of people. We get people asking for surveys. A lot of different teams are looking to interview customers and trying to, like our marketing team is using that, and even our sales team and our development team. So there's always some opportunities for them to come in and kind of weigh in on giving ideas too.
Cool. That's awesome to hear. And I love how you involve the whole company into coming up with ideas for your hub. And how it's really a team effort. So I guess to summarize sort of in general what you said here, what do you think would be the most important things to keep in mind when creating challenges?
Well, I would say you got to try to keep it even between educational, fun, and ask challenges. So this is something that I know you guys preach a lot, and it makes a lot of sense. You don't want to have a hub where you're just asking people to submit referrals. You don't want to have one it's all just fun challenges and they don't get anything out of it. So you want to have a hub that's good balance between they're learning about your product or your company so that they can use it better. They're having fun and something to take them away from their workday. And then you also have the asks in there. So you're asking them for referrals, interviews, references, that sort of thing. So that's one. I'd always set an expiry date on your challenges. So I always like to, for any general challenge, I'll just set it maybe 2 weeks out. So that way I just don't have a ton of challenges out there so it overwhelms people. Try to get at least 3 or so a week. So like I was saying about the experience, just make sure you have enough challenges in the hub so that people aren't just exhausting all of them and then there's nothing there for them to do. And the other thing that I find helps really well, the last thing would be to try to set up recurring challenges. So I have a couple. It makes it a lot easier for coming up with them too. So it's something like a Monday Fun Day challenge. It's like a fun one you put out on Mondays. Or we have every Friday, we have one where throughout the week people are sharing their favorite industry articles. So that's one where it's just throughout the week they're sharing it, but then on Friday we always pick one of our favorites, put it out there, and give that person some points. So it's just those ones are easy to come up with and easy to keep going, but people like them, and it's just making sure that you always have stuff out there.
That sounds great. So now we're going to move on to your questions. So if those who are listening in, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them into the chat. But at the moment, first we're going to answer the questions that have already been asked in VIP. So if you ask a question in VIP, stay on the line. We'll get to it. So Jason, the first question, who do you ask referrals from? This is from Liz and Mytel. They say they haven't had a great success with their referrals, but they're really only asking from their employees. So they're curious to hear how you've done so well with referrals. I think you sort of mentioned this. But
yeah, well, sorry, what was that?
If you could elaborate is what I said.
Oh, sure. Well, for us, we in our hub we don't use employees. So right now our employees aren't engaged in our hub. It's definitely something I want to start doing, but right now it's just our customers. So in terms of people I ask, I have a couple of backstops. Obviously, we don't just ask everyone right away for a referral, or at least we don't really push it. But what we do is, like I said, we have the referral certification program, and we kind of have some criteria set. So once people complete different challenges, so if they've been a reference a couple of times, and they're probably someone that we want to ask, put the referral challenge out to them. If they complete the referral certification, we know they're ready for it, and we send it out and we make it available to them as well. One thing that we are also looking on, really focusing on as well, is new customers. So whenever someone is a new customer, getting our sales team to invite them to Verafin and get them in there and really kind of doing it a strategic way. This is something we're actually working on now. We think that one of the best times to ask people for a referral would be when they become a brand new customer, or the first time signing, because we get a lot of people who go through a long evaluation process, and their friends are talking to them while they're doing it, and then they're excited when they finally join Verafin. It's a perfect time to ask them. So we're looking at those people as well. But I guess for us, it's really just looking at, we're asking our customers, and we're asking ones that we feel are in a good position to give a referral. So we're not just asking everyone, but we're asking some people who kind of meet these criteria that we have.
All right, cool. Thanks for telling us. Now another question. Have you tested different rewards in your referral campaigns? Example, points versus gift cards versus charity? And if so, which ones has worked best for you?
We've tried a number of, well, not a number of things, but we tried some things. In our first referral contest, we had, and these are in the contest, so in the challenge right now, it's points. We pretty much have a standard point, so we get 500 for the name, 5,000 if it qualifies, 10,000 if it closes. And so we went with a pretty generous in the beginning just for the name. I know that we're definitely we're looking for names, and we're making it very enticing for people to give referrals. In terms of rewards, our first contest we had an iPad, so that was what we had for the winner. In the most recent contest, we used a combination, so basically you could have this or this. So we said you could have points, or you could give a larger portion to a charitable donation. Or the winner was, say, 15,000 points, or you could give, or you could have 50% off our next user conference, which was a higher value than 15,000 points. In those cases, most people went with the points. So it's we've tried a couple of things. We haven't done anything too creative with that, but we've had really good responses so far on the referral challenges. So
that's excellent to hear. So the next question is, how long did it take you to stand up the program, and beyond sales, how have you been able to leverage the customer references? So what other marketing activity do you do in your hub?
Sure. I guess by stand up, I guess you're talking getting it set up. For us, we launched Verafin in August, and it was a pretty quick setup. So we were, I would say, by September. I know in October is when we had one of our first referral contests, and we were, we had probably a few hundred people in the hub at that point. So I would say, once you sign your contract and you get in there, you get started setting up. Luckily, it doesn't involve much integration, so it's just you get your Salesforce hooked up. But then after that, it's really just if you've got someone who's dedicated to going in there and working with Influitive to get the challenges set up, you can do a lot of planning in your own mind in terms of the way you want to have the hub kind of organized, and if you want to have contests going right away. But I think it's totally realistic to have it. You can have it going in a week, but I would say in a month you'll have it's set up there. It gives you an opportunity to invite people, and then you have some solid challenges in there. You get people going. In terms of what we use the hub for, we use it for a lot of things. References is a huge thing we use it for. So we do probably in our industry, references are really important. So most people who purchase Verafin have to talk to their references. It's not the say random person who wants a reference. So our sales team uses the integration through Salesforce, and they can go right into Salesforce and request references. So we're doing 40, 50 references a month, I would say, or requests at least. And there's also people who might use it, get references outside of Verafins, and then just tell me so I can give that person points. We use it to help promote content. So we have a content marketing team, and they put out a new white paper, or if they're having an upcoming webinar, we'll put that out to our advocates and ask them to help us by sharing it with their social networks, so they can share it on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So we use that a lot. Like I mentioned, our product development and our marketing team, they're utilizing the hub a lot for just talking to our customers, finding out, one of the things they're trying to do now is create a personas for our marketing team. So doing interviews with some of our customers and saying, what were you looking at what was the process you took when you were evaluating the software? What type of marketing material was really valuable to you? So they're doing a lot of kind of almost like focus groups through it, which is pretty cool. Other than that, there's a ton of things that we do in it, but in terms of the ROI for us, we use it a lot for references. Referrals is obviously our biggest thing from it, using it to generate new business. But it's also just a great place to keep our customers engaged, fun challenges, and educate them on the product. So our training team is always giving us, say, community articles that they have or things that they want to push out and make sure the customers are updated on. And we use the hub for that as well.
Cool. Thank you for sharing. So you've answered this already by talking about your experience, but Tricia, I think, asked, do you have any creative or fun ways to setting up a referral campaign?
Yeah, well, I saw a couple of cool things on your hub, actually, on the VIP, but I would say themes work well. I think if you can have something, instead of just going out and asking for referrals, if you can have something that gets them excited, and then once that's done, ask for the referral. So one of the things we're working on right now is we have we call it the Framlex Roadshow, or the Framlex Tour, and it's basically we're going to do a number of events across the U.S., and so we're driving a lot of non-customers and customers to those events. And for us, it's a way to launch our kind of a new release of our product. But with that, I'm setting up an experience for that roadshow, and it's kind of everything, kind of challenges for pre, during, and post. And our hope is that we can work a referral challenge into that experience and really use that as a follow-up to the event. So when someone goes to an event, once they're finished, hopefully at that point they're excited. They're excited for the new things that are coming in the product, and they're more willing to say, oh, I definitely have a friend who would love to hear about this, and use that then as the referral challenge to kind of let us know, hey, you should talk to my friend. But I think, I always go back to themes. They're fun to kind of theme a referral challenge around, or a contest around a certain theme or something that's current in their industry too. But I think, I think I saw one on your VIP hub recently that I liked a lot, and I think it was it that you had, was it like a mystery or reward each week? What was that one, guys? It was like your most recent one.
For the mystery, I wonder.
I think it was Valentine's Day. You had it was like a referral, and then every day it was worth different points. I'm not sure, I can't remember quite exactly what you did.
A Valentine's Day themed one. We asked our advocates to play Cupid for us. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that might have been it, I think.
Yeah, well, the idea was sort of to spread the love for Influitive and sort of get referrals in by that. But yeah, we definitely follow the same idea of themes here at Influitive.
Yeah.
Pardon, go ahead.
I'm just saying there's lots of great ideas that you can do, and ways that you can do it almost like lotteries. So if you submit a referral on a different day, depending on the day of the week you do it, could generate different points or bonus points. If you make it kind of a mystery of what it's going to get depending on the day you do it, then it just might create some excitement around people submitting referrals. But there's always good ideas on the VIP Hub or on the community for referral challenges.
Great. So the next question is from Mia. What are the biggest challenges you've seen in running a referral campaign?
Well, I would say the biggest challenge will be, I think you got to just make sure you're not getting people who are dumping lists of names, right? I think that is always the challenge. You put some great rewards out there and you make it really enticing to submit the most referrals. So you just got to make sure that you set it up in a way where you set the rules. You say these are the ones we're going to submit or going to accept. And you just try to keep track of it. If you know that one person in one day gives a ton of referrals, it's just make sure that they're good quality. And we've had some cases where people have dumped a number of names, and we just reached out and we said, hey, they don't really meet the criteria. What we're going to do is we're just going to remove those from the contest and not include them. So I think that's one of the things to kind of look out for. And I think, like I said, you want to make sure there's a good mix of challenges in your hub. You don't want to just bombard people with just give us a referral, give us a referral. So that kind of goes to, you don't want to have a referral contest every month. Maybe like once a quarter, once every couple of months, or once every, depending on what your goals are out of it. You just don't want to have too much of it.
Just to add a little bit to that, one thing that really set Influitive apart when I originally started was how you really have the ability to mold referrals and to kind of shape how you want your referrals to be. So, with other programs that I've seen in the past, you don't really have that option to kind of get people to change how they refer. And with the AdvocateHub, you can kind of weed out the people who are going to abuse the system, and you can actually the people who actually want to participate and actually want to give you good referrals, you can kind of help them and guide them. So I think that's something that's really special about the AdvocateHub, and it's something that really drew me towards the program at first. Here's Marie with the next question.
So this one is from Sarah. So she's saying, how do you handle running multiple referral challenges at once? They want to run a referral program with referrals being their main priority, sort of like you, but they're sort of scared of overwhelming their advocates with too many referral challenges, so they don't know where to pick. So do you have any advice on that?
Yeah, well, I think I would definitely agree. You don't want to put too many in front of them. You're always going to have, depending on if you activate it, but you'll always have your referrals tab. That'll always be there. And on the sidebar of the page, you'll always have that referral button as well. So I would say say this month past, we had the Referral Rally. We have a challenge card on our main hub, which is a referral challenge, and then we just always have the sidebar and the tab. I think the best way to do it is the challenges don't all need to be worded the same. So they don't always all have to be just the same wording. Give us a referral. Do you know someone who's looking for this type of software or so on? So you can do it in different ways. So you can have a challenge that maybe asks them, do you have a success story to share? And then they might share a success story, and then follow that up with a challenge that says, would you be willing to, is there anyone else that you think you'd be willing to share that success story with, or refer us a friend who might be interested in that sort of thing. So I think, they don't all need to be the same. Just say, give us a referral, give us a referral. You can get creative with the different copy on them and the way that the challenges are worded. And then, having a separate experience where it's for the Referral Rally, it's like, if you're interested in referrals, go here. It's not kind of putting it in their face, just covering the whole hub with referral challenges. That was one of the things I liked about the Referral Rally, having my own experience with it, because it was like, if you want these points that are in this experience, this is all referrals. So, know this before you click in here, kind of thing.
All right, sounds good. So this is the last question from pre-class, and then we'll quickly go through the other questions. So, any fun ideas for referral contests for this spring? This is from Kimberly.
Oh, well, yeah, the big one for us, the thing I'm working on right now is the Bramall X Tour. So for that, it's, like I said, it's having a whole theme thing. It's going to, for us, the Bramall X Tour is kind of happening over the the next 3 months, 3 or 4 months. I think it ends in June, so it's going on for a while. And it's really going to be making use of that to really, it's kind of a whole number of things. We're using an experience, we're using it for an event, we're getting people pumped up about the event, we're going to use it to help them bring people to the event that might not be customers, but then it's really using the excitement that's happening during that event to say, okay, you've seen what our new product looks like, I'm sure you're all really excited about it, do you know anyone who would want to learn more about it? And so that's our big thing that we're working on for the spring. But there's a number of cool seasons or things that are coming up. You got March Madness coming up, St. Paddy's Day is soon. Spring in general is a good theme to have things around, like something about, I don't know. There's a number of cool things happening in the summer that you could use as themes for a referral challenge. But depending on the industry you're in too, there might be certain things that happen in your industry. So you could take those things that are going to occur and use those to kind of leverage that as a way to get people to think about submitting referrals.
Sounds good. So this is a question from Liz. She's asking back to the referral certification program, do you have them all set up? Do you have all 3 challenges available at once, or do they sort of unlock one after the other?
Yeah, that's right. So they unlock them. So what happens if you do the referral, how to submit a referral through the referral form, once you finish that, you get that badge, that certification badge, and then the next one unlocks, which is the email. And then once you finish that, the social. And I've definitely, now that I've kind of used it, I've definitely got some ideas on how to make it even better. And the one thing I want to add, and I think we've talked about this one before with Adam, my account manager, is making one to help kind of stop those people who are putting in a lot of, say, dumping referrals, and having one that's more of, you've completed these, you now have access to the referral challenge. So you have an opportunity to get a lot of points, but with that becomes, you have the responsibility now to be ethical. And so here again is just, here's what we're looking for, and here's kind of, if you don't give us a good one, here's what to expect, and that sort of thing. So we've got a number of ideas of ones we want to kind of unlock now and make it a bigger thing in terms of the referral certification. But we had them unlock, which I think is a better way to do it, because they did it and then they were like, oh great, here's the next one, and then they would do that. So
we definitely agree. So the next question is from Henry. He says, how many hours a week does managing your hub take in all? So he says challenge creation, handling rewards, communicating with advocates, and I guess how many hours split up over not just you, but you were saying your marketing team also communicates with your advocates. So if you could give us an estimate.
Sure. Well, like I said, I work on a couple of different lead generation initiatives, but I guess you could say the hub is pretty much managed by one person. That would be me. So I make all the challenges, come up with the ideas and that sort of thing. So I would say it's probably 3/4 of my time. That's what I spend on it, or probably maybe 60% of my time. That would basically be it. So you're talking about, say, a 40-hour work week, probably more than that, but 60% of that week is what I dedicate towards Influitive. And that's just me doing the whole thing. So everything from coming up with the ideas, or the responding to all the advocates, and just kind of getting involved in the hub. That's pretty much the time that I put into it.
Jason, just to add a little bit of clarity to that as well, and some perspective, how many advocates are you managing in your AdvocateHub, if you don't mind disclosing that? You can have a little time perspective.
Yeah, we're close to about 700 right now.
Okay, and how many of those are considered engaged, if you don't mind me asking?
Out of those engaged, we're trying to get that number up, but I think probably now it's 350, between 350. Yeah.
All right, great. And the last question that we have now is from Summer. Do you have any specific criteria for the customers that you invite to participate in your advocate program? So not just your referral program, but in your hub in general. So she's saying, example, did you limit a number per company, only of a certain level of contract, etc.?
Right. I think when we started the hub, I think we might have done an email blast out to all of our customers, and I wouldn't necessarily advise that. But that was initially, say we had our first 200 customers from just doing kind of we had all of our customer success managers email the people they managed and say, hey, we have this new hub, describe what it is, and said, hey, we'd love for you to join. We think you'd enjoy it. So that got us our first number chunk of new advocates. But now what we use is, I would say the people we target, our sales team, they have a number of kind of go-to references that they used to always use. So those people, we always make sure that we're getting those in the hub. Anyone who's had, we use the NPS score, and so that's something we've always been using at Verafin. So we know who our promoters are, and that's really the people that we go after. Anyone who's a 9 or a 10 or someone who's a very happy customer, we just make sure that we are always making it a point to invite those people. We all do kind of email campaigns out to those people and try to get them in the hub. After that, it's kind of a process of new people that we sign to Verafin. If they're feel they're the right fit, we want to get them in the hub. People that sales might be using as a reference that we don't already have in the hub, we want to get those in. People who have a really good experience on support or with their CSMs, we want to get them in too. So that's kind of the criteria we use.
All right, thank you for sharing that. So that's if anyone has any last questions Sarah sent in a question. So do you invite any non-customers into your hub, consultants, ex-employees, etc.?
At this point, no. We're just customers. We've thought about non-customers, and it's definitely something that we think, especially when you're looking at, say, like the Framelix tour or something where we're going to have non-customers there, and we want to get people involved. But for us right now, we're sticking with our customers. So we're looking to drive things like referrals and that sort of thing all through our customer base.
All right, so I'll just leave a minute or so if anyone else has any additional questions. So please ask away if you have any.
And just in the meantime, while people are processing all that information and thinking of any last-minute questions before we sign off, I just want to invite everybody to the VIP community. If you are not a part of the VIP Advocate Hub, feel free to message us at support@influitive.com, and we will get you right in there. The VIP community is a great place to share ideas with other admins, and especially in cases like this where we have somebody like Jason who's done such an amazing job with his community, with his referral campaign and how he manages referrals in the first place. If you have any questions or you want to reach out and network with him or with others, make a post in community. We'll make sure it gets to the right admin if you have a specific question for somebody, and if not, just have an open general discussion. It's a great way to share information and become better.
All right, so there seems to be no other questions, so this is us signing off. So thank you very much, Jason, for joining us today and for sharing all that information with us.
Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. And so thank you very much, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you next time.
See you in 2 weeks, everybody.
Oh, wait a minute. Sarah actually has a last question.
Oh.
You're okay with answering it, Jason?
Sure.
It says, did you have any type of referral program before you had Influitive?
No, this is our first. We knew we had customers who were willing to, but this was our first crack at trying to get them to do it. So nothing formal. We had no program.
Sarah, you know what? If you want to email support@influitive.com, we had a class featuring Michael Beam. It was probably about 2 months ago, 3 months ago right now. He was talking about switching over his program from a different referral program, and then he talked about the success he had using the Advocate Hub and how we transitioned. So if you want to email us, I can send you a link to that class with Michael Beam. He's from Blackbaud.
All right, so that's it for us. So thanks, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you at next class.